What's up, everyone? Welcome to Bench. We are the Tobar Brothers. Friday, September 29, 2023. And this is episode number 33. Great 33s include...
Oh, man, I didn't...
Is it Jamal Adams 33? Or was 33?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not anymore with the single digits available. He seems like a single digit guy.
33.
It's a tough one.
Tough one. Now I gotta Google it. Give me a second.
Yeah, famous 33s.
Yeah.
If we missed you, sorry. On today's episode, we're going to get into some news because NFL does not stop. We're also going to do a news segment today, very excited about, called Friday's Questions, Sunday's Answers. Questions that we have going into week 4 of the NFL season that we hope to get answered with this weekend's games. Also, at the end of the show, we're going to make our game picks and pick every single game going on here in week 4. If you are watching on YouTube, thanks so much for joining us. Please like, subscribe, and just thanks for joining us. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast, thank you so much for listening. Please share the show. That'd be fun. Share the show. Leave a review if it's good, right?
Even if it's not good, leave a review. We'll take it.
Follow the show Between the Show on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Search @BenchShow for content going up there every single day. Well, pretty much every day. Whenever there's something to react to, which is quite often in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, all those different things. Follow us there. That'd be a lot of fun. We are heading into week 4 here. This is the last show in the month of September, so that's pretty exciting.
Already 1 month is gone like that.
We're in October, which means
Jeez.
Christmas music starts next week.
That's not true.
Yep.
You can't convince me otherwise.
I'm not trying to convince you. I bought a house literally so I could play music in
We
it.
have 2 whole holidays before Christmas.
It is the holiday season, okay?
Holidays.
All right, we've established that Halloween is a thoroughly wasted holiday.
Are you going every day Christmas music? And are you putting out your tree?
Yeah.
And you putting out the lights?
Okay, so the tree is more not my call because my wife's going to make that call.
Okay.
But yes.
Home decor again?
All the lights on the outside, for sure, going up.
Okay.
It's the Christmas season.
Wow.
And think about it. Why? I mean, what doesn't make sense to me is putting up your Christmas decorations 2 weeks before Christmas.
No,
and you enjoy them for 2 weeks.
I think Black Friday is like appropriate time to put out your Christmas lights.
Why?
The tree.
Why? Why is that?
Get a full month.
Okay. Well, you haven't given me a why yet. You told me how much time I have.
Because Thanksgiving is done. Now it's done to the next holiday, which is Christmas.
No, it's the holiday season.
You're sleeping on the holiday spirit and the joy of Thanksgiving.
No, I am embracing it. Thanksgiving is basically pre-Christmas.
God.
Yep. Started off being thankful, and then you start some family together. Halloween, I completely ignore. Doesn't exist to me.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. Either way, it's the holiday season.
Yeah.
The holiday season.
It truly is. Let's get into a game recap. Thursday night's game featured the Green Bay Packers welcoming the Detroit Lions to Lambeau in what we were hoping would be a NFC North showdown. Certainly wasn't.
No, it was not.
The Lions beat the Packers 34-20, and it was not that close. The Packers made a late kind of run, got a couple 2-point conversions, and a quick touchdown at the end, and made it look respectable, but this was a blowout. The Lions were dominant, and we may have got our first question of the weekend answered.
Yes, we did. You can go ahead and say this one.
The Lions are the class of the NFC North.
Yes.
The Vikings are struggling. They're 0-3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're 0-3.
Bears are their own realm.
Dumpster fire.
Yep.
And tonight, the Lions look considerably better than the Packers. And I know he's your boy, and I like him, and he's the future in Green Bay. Jordan Love wasn't good tonight.
You know what I saw today? This is the third youngest team in the league, and I saw it today.
Okay, that's an excuse.
No,
Jordan Love just was not good tonight.
No, I'm saying, like, they're young. They're not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just too young for it.
I think they're not talented enough for it. I think this line in 2 or 3 years is still going to not be that good.
The Packers?
Yeah. But what young talent's on the Packers offensive line?
You can always draft one. Like, it's
okay, well, then everyone's young because everyone could draft someone in 3 years. I'm saying this team is not good enough to play with the Packers, whether it's this year or 2 more years.
That's crazy.
Because guess what? Guess who's also a young team? The Detroit Lions.
No, but I'm saying the Packers can improve
the
their
Lions
line.
have all 4 of their rookies starting.
Wait, but you're saying they can improve in 2 years?
I'm saying I'm saying it's a cop out because 2 years. Yeah, sure, the Lions can improve in 2 years too.
Yeah.
So
My thing was
the
they're too
Lions
young.
are just more talented. Okay, they're too young. That's a cop out. They're not good enough to compete with this Lions team, whether because they're too young or because just overall the roster isn't better than the Lions roster.
I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying they can improve. They're young.
Sure, I think you just don't want to take this Packers L.
No, I like this Packers team a lot. I
Yeah.
just think they're just like you guys are just young. It's just you're not there yet.
Yeah, I guess we agree on that part.
The Lions team is there. Like they're legitimately there. That's
Yeah.
why it seems so lopsided today.
This Lions team is cool because it also is young. All 4 of those rookies making an impact somewhat. Jahmyr Gibbs, not the impact that.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine. He had 4 carries for like 30 yards tonight. They just don't give him the ball.
8 carries for 40 yards.
8 carries, 40
I
yards.
just don't.
5 yards a
I
carry.
gotta see
That's
something. I
fantastic.
gotta see something more. I gotta see something. They just don't want to feature him.
Yeah, this is DeAndre Swift.
Montgomery had 32 carries tonight.
The problem is not at all Jahmyr Gibbs, just like the problem wasn't DeAndre Swift. This is just a more expensive DeAndre Swift because they're not using him. They just don't want to use this guy. They have this role in the offense of a running back who is kind of multi-tool, also plays backup running back, a little receiver. They can use him in some kind of trick play, some kind of roundabout type thing, and that's a role that they have that they filled with the 12th overall pick, which I think is a little much. But this offense is good without Jahmyr Gibbs being special, without Jameson Williams being on the field yet. This offense looks really good. Jared Goff looks like a quarterback who can lead this team into at least a deep playoff run. David Montgomery was dominant tonight. 32 carries, 129 yards, 3 touchdowns, and they just bullied this Packers defensive line, which is supposed to be their strength with Rashawn Gary, with the first-round pick on it, and which was supposed to be something that they could hopefully at least put up a fight with. The Lions just ran the ball down their throat.
That's what we said. The key to a Packers win was controlling the offense and defensive line, and they did not. They were bullied tonight.
Yeah.
They're punched in the mouth tonight.
Yeah, Did you happen to catch the halftime interview with Matt LaFleur?
Did not.
Yeah, he was almost in tears, talking about how we got to hold each other accountable, and this is embarrassing. He was emotional.
It's just they're a bunch of kids versus some grown men with some grown head coach. I'm not trying to cop out. They lost.
It's 2 young teams.
They're not good enough yet. The Packers. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're not good enough yet. They're gonna get there. They're not good enough yet. The Lions are just there.
Okay. Yeah.
You're like the Lions are all rookies.
You're acting like the Packers are all rookies. They have rookies in some key places, but that offensive line isn't a young. The defense line isn't a young defensive line. The linebackers are veteran. The secondary is all veteran. What rookies are in the secondary?
They're the 3rd youngest team in the NFL. That's a stat. That's a fact.
Okay.
Okay. That's a fact.
Yeah. I mean, the Lions have just every rookie starting for them.
Tell you what, who's good? I didn't know who was that good. Laporta.
Very good.
He's a ready to go. This is a very good tight end class that we've gotten this year with rookies.
Also a rookie. So,
man, you need some coffee on me.
I think you really struck a chord with me when you said the young thing. I just want the Packers to take this L and not give any excuses about it. But we'll move on.
It's like a little kid going to play basketball with the big kids and then saying, "Oh, you're just too young." Like in a couple years, yeah, but not right now.
Let's just move on from that. Jared Goff is now 5-1 against the Packers. He's dominating them. The Lions are 4-0 in their last, so have won the last 4 meetings against the Packers. This is the Lions division now. This belongs to the Lions, which
happened in 2 years.
Yeah, we were like we caught our eye when we saw that the Lions were favored in Lambeau.
Yeah,
that was like, whoa.
Yeah,
when's the last time that happened?
Also, after the post game, I think during the game, Richard Sherman in the halftime show said something I really do agree with. Like, careful what you wish for, Green Bay. You want to air out?
Yeah,
you're gonna get this growing pain.
Did it feel different? Did the whole building feel different?
Aaron Rodgers, you have a sense of confidence.
Yeah.
This team, you got to earn the confidence. You can't. They were booing them because you haven't earned the confidence of the crowd yet. That we're down, whatever, we're going to come back. You did it one time last week against the Saints.
Yeah.
You cannot rely on comebacks every week. This is the NFL. That does not happen every week.
So that Bears Packers game to start the season was a big game. this felt like their biggest game so far.
This felt like this whole division's already sorted out now.
Yeah,
Lions won week 1. Like, okay, they might be top. Packers beat the Bears. Okay, they're second best. Yeah, it kind of felt like this sorted out now.
Yeah, this felt like the biggest game that they've had so far. This was the two teams that have risen to the top, facing each other. Packers at home.
Oh yeah,
and it just wasn't even close. I mean, we'll kind of move. We have a lot to get into, so let's move on. But on that note, Detroit Lions have not won a division since 1993.
That's going to change. And Adam Hutchinson is an absolute dog. He does not get talked about enough. He was picked. Trayvon Walker was picked over him. Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jags are definitely regretting that.
Shoot, he's amazing.
Absolutely.
I think 3.5 sacks. They move him everywhere. He's a difference maker. I love this kid.
And you know what? What's cool is that he's not the only guy in that line.
No.
They got some dudes on that line.
They just play tough and rough, and offensively they bully the hell out of you.
Yeah, you know what's cool about it is that you see that they are buying in to Coach Campbell. They're buying into his hard-nosed mentality.
Yep.
David Montgomery is the perfect fit for this team.
Yeah,
his running style paired with that offensive line. Perfect.
Tell you what, in 3 years he will not be able to walk. That dude takes punishment.
He does run very hard.
Yes.
But maybe the hardest hit guy tonight was Aaron Jones.
I don't know what the hell happened.
They must be mad at him. They were just lighting him up every time he had the ball. I think he finished with less than 2 yards of carry.
He was not good tonight. No one was really good on the Packers side, but he was getting flipped around, tossed around like a what would that one guy say it? Like a Waffle House frying pan.
Yeah, it was really bad. Let's talk real quick before we move on. The good and bad from both sides. I'll do the Lions. The good was obviously this defense was very good. The secondary was good. We saw Brian Branch go down twice, which is concerning because he's good, man. He reminds you of Tyrann Mathieu. He's everywhere. He can cover. He has a nose for the ball. I mean, he has been really good for them, especially with GJ going down. I'm very impressed by that rookie.
Yeah.
Also impressive, I think, to me, was obviously the offensive line and David Montgomery. I think the defense and the trenches here, that was enough for them to beat the Packers.
And that'll travel, too.
Goff didn't need to do much tonight.
Like in the playoffs when they're not in the dome, that will travel.
Absolutely. The bad from the Lions, they need, whether it's Jameson Williams or someone on the trade market that we'll get to later, they need one more weapon. They need someone to help with Amon-Ra. They need someone to stretch the field. Josh Reynolds is playing well, but it feels like the clock's ticking on that because it's Josh Reynolds. And at the end of the day, these guys are what they are. You don't make massive jumps in year 5-6 of your career.
Yeah.
So I feel like they need one more, but just a very impressive win by the Lions. Good and the bad from the Packers.
I'll start with the bad. Offensive line, bad. Bad. Running game was bad. You cannot just rely on a young quarterback just to throw 39 times and expect him to win against a very good team.
We should say Elgin?
Elgin Jenkins was out.
Elgin Jenkins was out.
Bakhtiari plays in IR, so he won't be back anytime soon.
David Bakhtiari, the tackle,
yeah,
out as well.
It's just the offensive line got bullied today, and you cannot put this much on Jordan Love. He is not ready for that. He is not Aaron Rodgers.
No, he is not.
And then, the run game is just disappointing. Aaron Jones was not effective. A.J. Dillon is too slow to do anything.
Yeah.
You just are disappointed with this. It's really up to Jordan Love to create stuff, which he's not ready for. Don't do that to him.
Yeah, A.J. Dillon feels like he's not going to be good until he has a line that could let him build up a head of steam.
And now we know why they were in the Jonathan Taylor sweepstakes. They need a running back. They need someone up.
They might still be,
yeah. I did the bad. Now the good.
Yeah, what's the good? There's some good. What is it?
Tonight, the good was that I guess it was tough because they didn't play well the first half, and then they made mistakes the second half.
I would say the good is that they did mount a kind of comeback. I'll say it like that nicely. Yeah. So this team, it plays hard.
Yeah, the good is you kind of see the pieces. You kind of see what they want to be.
Yeah.
But they're just nailed.
And they were missing pieces tonight. They learned about the Bakhtiari IR stint late in the week. He's having 2 knee surgeries this week. So we might have seen him for the last time in the Packers uniform. Mm-hmm. He's a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Elgin Jenkins was someone who was filling in kind of everywhere for them.
And he's a good player, too.
He's a great player. They did get Zach Tom back to fill in at tackle there, but he's not anything special.
Yeah, I think they
Hutchinson.
I think 2 years ago they moved Elgin Jenkins to left tackle. They might do that again.
They might have. Yeah,
they might have to.
And then they were out without J.R. Alexander.
Yeah,
who's obviously a playmaker back there.
But the good is you can kind of see what they can be, but they're not there yet.
Absolutely not. That's the game recap. The Lions beat the Packers handily, and we learned a little something about the NFC North going forward. I'd say Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears.
Pretty easily.
Pretty simple. Let's get into the news. As usual, the news is brought to you by 818 Brewing. Stop by 818 Brewing at 8953 DeSoto Avenue in Canoga Park, and we will see you there. Let's get into the news here. A couple things going on. And the first thing I want to talk about is Jim Schwartz and this Browns defense because they are cooking.
Dogs. We underestimated.
I didn't see this coming. Yep. But you know what? This is my boy, Jim Schwartz. This is the guy who led my Eagles to the Super Bowl with some Philly dogs, and now he's doing the same thing in Cleveland.
They got some dogs over there, too.
Let me read some stats to you here.
Give it
the
to
Browns defense. Don't you ever say give it to me again.
Give it to me, baby.
I think it sounds weird, like worse in the headphones.
Oh, okay.
The Browns defense under Jim Schwartz has allowed 21 first downs through 3 games. Jeez.
Pretty good.
So teams are just not moving the ball at all. It's not a bend, don't break. It's a
bend.
Nothing.
Bend over.
It's just a big. It's so good. It's not a bend, don't break. It's just a bend over.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
That's by far the lowest in the NFL. Here's some of their rankings. They're first in points per game, only allowing 10.7 points per game.
That's pretty
That's
elite.
insane.
That's very good.
First in yards per play, only 3.2 yards per play.
It's pretty good.
First in total QBR allowed, that's 23 QBR against them. First in fewest scrimmage TDs allowed, just 1.
This defense is phenomenal. And they kind of did this thing where blink and you miss it. They have like 4 or 5 first-round picks on this defense.
Yeah.
Corner, defensive end, attack. I love this. And Schwartz brings that. He brought an attitude to his defense, which they were lacking. They always had the talent. They never had the leader to kind of lead them. Schwartz is,
It feels like he's unleashing some dudes.
Yes.
Number 1 at the list is Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is in a position now where he's kind of just they've gotten some pieces around him to keep at bay the double teams.
Yeah.
And let Myles Garrett just pin his ear back and go get quarterbacks, and he's doing so. The addition of
Za'Darius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, and Shelby Harris. These are veterans who have done it before, who have been good at what they've done. And then corners, Denzel Ward and Emerson and Greg Newsome.
The Cowboys were getting a lot of talk when Trevon Diggs was healthy. But I honestly think this is the best secondary in the league. If you watch them play, they are literally suffocating.
Delpit's playing well too. If you watch these games, he's playing very well. Yeah, they're just full of a bunch of guys who are athletic and can run. All these linebackers can run. Yes. These corners can cover, and these guys, the front 4. What's good about this team? They don't need to blitz a lot. They can get pressure with just that front line. Yep. But yeah, this team very good.
Yes. Moving on here, the trade deadline, which is week 8, 7.
I'll believe you.
Somewhere around there. This year, the trade deadline is going to be wild.
Hopefully, it's going to, a lot of names out.
Here's some names. Matt Lombardo, NFL, put out these names as players who should be available on the trade block this upcoming deadline. Number 1 is quite shocking. Raiders receiver Davante Adams.
Oh, shocker. Josh McDaniels might trade one of his star
That's
players.
why it's not shocking.
Yeah.
Because you could definitely see Josh McDaniels doing this. You could see him trading away Davante Adams.
A team who just cleared up cap space, who wants to be a contender this year, who just lost one of their star players, who needs another guy on wideout. Oh, the Cleveland Browns.
Matt Lombardo named these teams as possible suitors for a Davante Adams trade. Number 1, the 49ers. Seems extra, but if you're making a Super Bowl run.
That'd be wild. I don't know what you do with,
Yeah. Cowboys, which we said last show, they have a weapons problem.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal for them.
Yes. That would be terrible for CeeDee Lamb owners in fantasy.
Yeah.
That would be very bad.
That'd be a little difficult to navigate. I think they both eat, but they have to be
one of the few guys who come onto a team and instantly make CeeDee Lamb the number 2.
I'm better than you, son.
Yes. Number 3, the Packers.
Pack attack back home, back in
home.
Green Bay. They could use them tonight or Thursday night.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
Yep.
I'd like that. That'd be kind of cool to see him go back home.
Yeah.
Where it all started.
Yeah.
Try to see him do it without Aaron again.
Yeah, I think Love would love that. No pun intended.
I like that.
Wow.
Intended.
Wow. Yeah.
Number 4 on his list is the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this is interesting because most likely T. Higgins, I think, is playing his last season in the orange and black.
They just can't afford him.
Because they can't afford him.
Yeah, it's not because of talent.
Burrow, did get paid. Jamar Chase is due for an extension next year.
And they're saving up for Jamar Chase.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to sign both of them, I don't think. A lot of people don't think. And so maybe bringing in Devontae Adams at a kind of a veterans deal type number.
T. Higgins, you mean? Yeah.
No, Devontae Adams.
Oh, gotcha.
To kind of help with that transition. Okay, we can let T. Higgins go. Devontae Adams is in town here, and he wants to win a ring.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Devontae Adams and Joe Burrow. Holy crap. Another name on the list here is the Cleveland Browns. You brought that up.
Yeah.
I like it. I just don't know if that's going to make Watson any better. I don't know. It's weird. That'd be interesting to see.
It would make them better for sure. It makes them more. I think they're trying to shift to. I mean, they could run all they want. They need to shift towards another thing. If they could shift towards Watson, throwing it up to Cooper and Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
those are both phenomenal separation. They're good at separation and they're good route runners, and that'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, I said that wrong. It would make Watson better. I don't know if Watson can maximize.
Yeah, we don't know. He had an okay game last week, but
Parker.
we don't know if he, at this stage of his career, can still do that.
Another name is, and the last name here is the Detroit Lions. Now that, I think, would make them a Super Bowl contender. I think that pushes them to the next level. If they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Adams, and Jamison Williams with Mr. Laporta,
it's pretty balanced.
Jeez.
Yes.
And I think Goff can handle all that.
Yeah.
Other names here on the list of players that might be traded. We're going to get to one very last because we're going to talk about him. But this one first, the Cardinal safety, Budda Baker.
He so many places he fits.
Some safeties have gone down. You immediately said when Brian Branch went down, Budda Baker come here.
Yeah, he fits everywhere, not because he's short, but because
Eagles can use him. I know that.
Yep, Eagles can use him.
He fits not because he's short. I get it. Very nice. Another name here, and you brought this up before I saw this tweet as a possible candidate for the Jets job that we hadn't talked about before, and that's Ryan Tannehill, as John Gruden used to say.
Yeah, they drafted a second-round quarterback this year, pretty famously, Will Levis.
Now, answer me this, or riddle me this. Does Ryan Tannehill suck?
That's a riddle that I cannot solve. And
I have no idea what he's doing down there.
He's like,
let's see. Ryan Tannehill on the year has thrown for 548 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions with a 67 rating.
He might be better than Zach Wilson still.
He absolutely is better than Zach Wilson.
This is what we're dealing with.
I wonder what he'd cost.
I mean, if they want to move, if they do that, then I think they would bench him. I'm not sure if they would trade him, but if they did trade him.
Zach Wilson?
No, if the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
Probably bench him. I'm not sure if they'd trade him, but they did trade him. This is a great spot for him.
Yeah. And get something for him before you just lose him.
Yeah, it would be a sixth round. It wouldn't be very much, but.
And Tannehill, who knows, man? Maybe he's in a better situation, although the offensive line is not a better situation. But maybe with the weapons and on a team that he feels that can legitimately contend for a Super Bowl.
This is how desperate we are to get rid of Zach Wilson.
Yeah, we're trying to make Ryan Tannehill the savior.
Talk or something like Tannehill's actually good.
Tannehill could compete with Mahomes.
Let him cook.
Yeah, I think Tannehill going to Buffalo.
Yeah, why not? I mean, why not? He's okay.
Another name here, the Ravens linebacker Patrick Queen.
Is a bust. He never turned into anything.
He's just an okay linebacker.
They traded for Roquan Smith because Queen didn't turn out to be anything. So
now this guy wouldn't be a big deal if so many running backs hadn't gone down this year. But Jets running back Michael Carter could be a very interesting case somewhere.
He had a good rookie year, and then they drafted Breece Hall.
He still looks good whenever he's on the field.
Yeah.
He just has Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall ahead of him.
Yeah, he's more of a cherry on top to a team.
Good fits for him. Chiefs.
And Chiefs.
He'd be an upgrade. He'd be an upgrade over
Miami.
I'd
like him in Miami, even though they have A-Chain, they have all those guys.
Yeah, he seems redundant.
But
I feel like Miami needs a guy who's better than all the guys.
He's more of a change of pace kind of guy.
That's what I'm saying. That's all Miami's backfield is.
Yeah,
except for Mostert, I guess.
The Niners actually, that's not a bad spot for him.
Niners, yeah. Elijah Mitchell's hurt often.
Be some depth if they want to go deep in the playoffs.
That'd be really good.
Yeah, so he's more of a luxury piece for a team.
It's a fun one. And then the next one is Eagles defensive end Derek Barnett. There was rumors that he'd be traded before the season, so I could really see this happening. Derek Barnett, just kind of a solid rotational defensive end. Nothing more. He's made some big plays in his career. He's made some really boneheaded plays in his career. But I think pass rushing is at a premium here, and I think he wouldn't be that hard to trade, really.
Yeah, I think a team that loses a guy, wants some depth, wants some more. He brings, I don't really like him because he plays a little dirty, but some teams need that little guy, a guy who's gonna
play spirited, man. It's not like he's punching guys in the nuts. Mac Jones.
It's not Mac Jones. He's not trying to.
What do we call that?
Trying to cup a pair of them.
Squeezegate.
Yeah, Squeezegate,
Nutgate.
Yep.
The last one here is one I want to talk about, and that is Jonathan Taylor, who is coming off the PUP list or eligible to come off the PUP list next week. And we've seen videos of him working out.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen him, just claiming, hey, don't stamp me as injured. I'm not. I'm healthy. I'm running around. And he still doesn't want to be on the Colts. 4 weeks they've not used that month to mend fences.
No.
I doubt they've even talked, to be honest. They seem pretty dug in here, both sides.
Yeah, I think the Colts can get a lot from him. They're trying to build around.
Well, they're trying to get Waddle.
Well, aiming a little high. Yeah. I think you got to chill out a little bit. Okay?
I think they need to think draft picks. You're not getting star players for this guy.
Think draft picks. Think, can I get if you get a first out of John Taylor, then you're winning. That's a win.
Yeah.
And I think get a first. And a lot of teams need them. A Jonathan Taylor.
Dan Graziano tweeted today, Jonathan Taylor is still seeking a trade from the team, and it appears Indianapolis isn't interested in signing Taylor to a long-term contract. So pretty much exactly where we were before we went onto the PUP list. And he also said that, I don't have it in front of me, but he did mention that most likely his next game will be in another uniform. So hopefully they trade him and they're ready to move on as well. Zach Moss looks fine. Yeah, you're not competing for a Super Bowl this year. Yeah,
this seems like, why don't you just trade him and use that pick to get a future running back?
These are the teams that we know have expressed interest in the Indianapolis Colts, and we'll go through these fairly quickly. The first is the sexiest one, the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, they don't even need him, but that'd be
that
fantastic.
Would seem unfair.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
The Green Bay Packers need him.
They need him, and they will sign him because they're not paying anybody. Yeah. They sign him and trade for him.
I like a deal for the Packers sending A.J. Dillon back to the Colts.
Dillon, you're
maybe Aaron Jones, though. That's probably the one the Colts would want.
Yeah, if they want a star or star-ish players, maybe Aaron Jones.
Next one is the Chiefs. Course.
Everybody, yeah.
The Commanders. I like Brian Robinson. I think he's playing well, but obviously it's Jonathan Taylor.
It's like the unsexiest place to go.
Maybe they see that as someone they could build their team around because they're in a building phase right now.
Yeah.
The next is the Bills. I don't see the Bills doing it, to be honest.
No, they don't care about the run game. They won't. They won't pay for the run game.
That's right. They never have.
Yeah.
The next is the Rams, and there's another tweet out there that said the Rams are being aggressive about this.
You would think they'd be scared because he got burned on the Todd Gurley deal.
No, man, there's some riverboat gamblers.
Why not? I mean, look, man, Sean McVay, he's a dog. He's proven to be a good coach who knows how to use running backs. I mean, look who looks big out of Kyron Williams.
Yeah, last year is the Steelers. I don't know. I don't think that's happening.
Nah, Steelers will do that.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get back with Friday's questions, Sunday's answers. Be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we are back with our new segment, Friday's questions, Sunday's answers. These are questions we are asking going into week 4 that we think we're going to get an answer for because we don't have an answer right now. And there is some burning questions.
And these are questions that only can be answered not on the podcast, on the field.
On the field. We can speculate.
Yeah.
But the game's played on the field.
Let's speculate wildly.
Yes.
As someone that's from Parks and Rec. That
okay.
Is, okay.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut for those of you Parks and Rec.
That is a deep cut.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Okay, let's go to the first one here. I believe you have the first one.
Yes. Can Trevor Lawrence respond after a slow start? We were very high on Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, we were.
He was not only one of our fantasy picks, our real life sleeper picks for MVP. I think year 3, year 2 with your boy Dougie. 25 touchdowns, 7 picks last year. It was like, okay, now he has time to improve, but as of right now, not great. I'll list off these games one by one.
Yeah.
Week 1, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Oh, that's okay.
And a win.
Against the Chiefs on a loss, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks, 216 yards.
Yeah.
And last week in a loss to the Texans, 1 touchdown, 1 pick with 279 yards. These are not stats of someone who's supposed to be a sleeper MVP.
Yeah, I feel like we're okay with the Indy win. It's the first game of the season. They came out to win, won by 10. We were okay with the Chiefs' loss even. They lost by 8 to the world champs.
Yeah, that was like, okay, we get it.
Last week, you can't lose that game to the Texans.
Last week, we're like, you look at
home.
After you're like, did we just get tricked here? Is this team actually good? Because they lost to the Texans, who aren't supposed to be good for a couple of years.
Yeah, they got beat soundly by the Texans, and that was kind of a red flag to everyone. They're playing the Atlanta Falcons this week.
It's a good team.
They're playing in London at Wembley.
Yeah. Ah, God, they must hate going over there.
6:30 in the morning. Are you going to watch it?
I will be asleep, and I'll be supporting them from my... Nah, I'm going to wake up and get
I'll watch it. Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
6:30 football game.
Wake up.
God, it's gonna be quiet in here.
You get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Or like a light breakfast.
Yep.
Just turn on the TV. Get your dog next to you.
That's all day football.
That's
literally
6:30 a.m. to what time does the game end?
It's a
Our
good time.
Sunday night.
Sunday night. What ends around 8?
Yeah, great day of football. But
back to the Jaguars.
yeah,
Lawrence. Yeah, he was highly touted by us,
us
and
yes.
many others
Yeah, we're not the only ones
because of how he finished last year. Won a playoff game.
Yep.
Lost a playoff game, so got 2 rounds in.
Yeah.
I think. And he got Calvin Ridley this year. What is hopeful about him is that I believe they lead the league in points lost due to drops.
Which, if you don't know, it's a big deal.
Yeah, points are rather important.
Yeah, and they lost by what, like a few points against the Chiefs and a few points. Yeah, and by big against the Texans, but Chiefs need points.
Yeah, you got to imagine. I mean, with the talent they have at receiver, even at tight end, Ingram, Kirk, Ridley, Zay Jones, even they're gonna figure that out. They're gonna stop dropping the ball, literally.
Yeah.
And this is gonna get better against this Atlanta defense. I think is a good test.
Pretty good test.
You
Yes.
know, they're a little bit better than an average defense.
Yeah.
I'd say. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And this is a team that they should look good against.
And we know if they play if the Falcons play the same way that they played all year, they'll keep it close. This is a team that's not gonna bend over or bend if whatever. Ooh, pause. Yeah. No, but this is a solid test. We need to see if he can be that number 1 overall pick because we're getting a couple years down here now. Let's start to figure this out.
Yeah. Jaguars' next 5 games: Atlanta,
We'll pick that later.
Buffalo, Indy, Saints, Steelers.
Not easy.
Saints and Steelers are away.
These not easy. That's not an easy schedule.
So they got to turn it around here, and it doesn't get any easier after that. They go to San Francisco after their bye week. So they need to get rolling here. The AFC South is kind of interesting. The Titans seem like they're headed downward.
Texans are trying to figure it out, but they're
Texans look better. Just beat them by 10,
which is crazy.
and look like they can at least score points.
Yes.
And then who am I missing?
Jaguars,
Titans, Texans, Colts. Colts seem like they need some time still too. So the I'm saying is division is still kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not the Jaguars division. I think the Texans are first in the division right now.
This is pretty. If you're in this division as a team, you're like anyone can grab this. Still, no one's really dominated or proved their. Yeah.
Let's move on to the second question that we have going on. I'll do the second one. Can Robert Saleh stick with Wilson through another loss? We're talking about Zach Wilson, the new quarterback of the New York Jets ever since Aaron Rodgers went down there 4 plays into the first game of the season. And Zach Wilson has sucked ever since. He's been really, really bad. On the season, he is completing 52% of his passes, has thrown for only 467 yards, 2 touchdowns, I believe 4 interceptions, and has a 57 rating. His rating and his completion percentage has gone down every year since his rookie year, and it started pretty low to begin with.
Can I read you a crazy stat?
Yes.
I found today. I got to show you. Okay, these are. We're going to compare 2 stats: Zach Wilson and
Player B.
Player B. We'll say Player B.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson, as a starter, 8-14, 70 passer rating, 15 touchdowns, 6.4 yards per attempt.
Okay.
Player B, 7 wins, 15 losses, 70 passer rating, 16 touchdowns, and 6.34. Nearly identical.
Who's that player? Is he any good?
He's Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, that's such a terrible guy to be compared to. That your stats are.
You're as bad as Jamarcus Russell, who is the biggest bust of all time.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Zach Wilson is terrible. The point here is though, how long is Robert Saleh going to let this happen? Because reports came out this week. I'm going to read a couple of them that Robert Saleh is at risk of losing the locker room over loyalty to Zach Wilson. The defense in particular is not happy, and tensions are on the rise and ready to implode. It seems as Saleh seems like a Zach Wilson apologist, and there's a quote from whoever the source is for this tweet from Rich Cimini. This defense knows that if any other player were performing his job the way Wilson is performing his, that player would be benched. So the locker room's done with this. They went through this last year. They had all this hype in the offseason. They can't control the Rodgers thing.
Yeah, that's his bad luck.
But now to hear Saleh over and over again stamp his approval on Zach Wilson and go to the podium and say this guy gives us the best shot to win, we're obviously not buying it. Their own team isn't buying it, and there's a lot. You can feel the tension watching this team play, watching this sideline. Everyone knows this is not the guy, and we all have to pretend like he is.
Yeah, I don't know why I understand he drafted him. This is like his quarterback that he picked, but dude, if you want to win a championship, you can't do it with Zach Wilson. If you want to make this team still believe in you, you can't do it with Zach Wilson. This team's they've gone through this shit before. They've gone through before. That's why there's no leeway as far as the player side. Like, no, we know what he is. We don't need it. We don't need you to tell me what he is on the podium. We know what he is on the field, and he's not good.
And they could lose this division fast. You can't play this game too long because at 1-2. They did steal that win early, which is very, very helpful.
Yeah.
But the Dolphins are 3-0. The Bills are 2-1, and they both look like they're going to be very good this year. And you can't really afford to waste much time. You got to get going. You got to start winning games. Their next 5 games are tough. Here are the next 5 games. They play Chiefs at home.
Loss.
Yeah. Then they go to the Then they have. I got mixed up. Then they play the Broncos in Denver.
That depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they host the Eagles.
Loss.
Then they go to the Giants, a little easier. Then they go to the Chargers.
Loss.
Okay, and then Raiders, Bills, Dolphins, and it gets really tough. But, I mean, you can't keep losing these games, and it sounds like the locker room's not going to let you. The veteran here needs to stand up. The veterans at the locker room need to stand up.
He comes out and throws 164 yards, 0 picks, and 0 touchdowns and 1 pick. I don't know how you get behind a podium and speak to these men you're trying to lead. Hey, this guy who is not good on the field, he's good. Believe me, trust me, he's good. No, he's not, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if he plays bad, I don't know how he keeps the locker room, let alone keeps Zach Wilson a starter. I don't.
I mean, let's. They're gonna lose to the Chiefs.
I
mean, the Chiefs are gonna just their defense is very good.
They're also powered by Swifties.
Yes. Also, Taylor Swift's going to be in the house. It's going to be a party. I mean, this defense is going to show up because that's who they are.
Yeah.
And so maybe the Chiefs aren't running up like they did on the Bears last week.
Yeah.
But just the Jets are having such a hard time scoring because this is a really good defense they're playing. Again, they've played hard defenses to start the season with the Bills, Cowboys, Patriots. And this is just another one of those, and it's going to be a party in New York, but the other way around.
Yeah,
with the visiting team.
Yeah, this is a primetime game, so there is no hiding. Everyone will be watching.
Yeah, I think this if they lose really badly and he looks as bad as he's looked, I can't imagine he does another week of this.
I think
Trevor Siemian.
Just do it. He might not be great, but he's not as bad as Zach Wilson. There's no starting quarterback as bad as Zach Wilson.
And I'll say it again, please. If you're listening, Joe Douglas, that is, or if you're listening, Robert. You probably aren't. You're probably out to dinner with
Zach.
I
love you, man. Hey, I love you, dude.
Please call my boy. Please call Carson. This is his ship.
Yeah.
This is meant to be.
You could do that. You could believe that.
This is the redemption story we've all been waiting for.
This is a movie if he does that kind of stuff.
That'd be fantastic. Most likely it's Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
I hear still not very good. Yeah, I mean, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Kaepernick.
Okay.
J. Cole, I heard is.
Yeah, we'll move on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully one more game of them getting just spanked and Joe Namath and Jets Nation and Fireman Dave, Fireman
Joe.
What the hell's his name?
Fireman Joe,
is that his name? Hopefully they just don't let it happen anymore. And they stop Joe Douglas and they stop Robert Saleh from wasting another season of this talented roster.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on here in Friday questions, Sunday answers. You got something for us?
Yes. Can the Bills defense give Josh Allen a chance against the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah.
Now let me list to you. Let me tell you a couple stats about this Bills defense. Okay. They are 9 takeaways, 7 picks. Their pressure rate is 13%. They are ranked second in the league. They're second in points allowed, total yards, in red zone, efficiency, and touchdown percentage.
Very nice.
But let me tell you who they've played, quarterback-wise. They've played Zach Wilson, Sam Howell, and Jimmy G.
Yikes.
So this is the first really true test of this Bills defense. Like we talked about this all offseason. They have the talent. They might be out Poyer. Poyer didn't practice a couple days.
Yeah, he hasn't practiced so far.
This is the biggest question mark of this Bills team. Can this Bills defense give this Bills offense a chance against this 70-point capable of offensive staff they have over there in Miami? This is a huge game in the AFC West, in AFC East, and in the AFC in total. You kind of see who's the real team who can compete with the Chiefs and with the Bengals.
Yeah, so I'm looking up the Dolphins game here and see if they're putting anywhere close to 70 points on the board. Obviously, they're not every game.
No.
They dropped 24 on the Patriots and 36 on the Chargers. I'd put the Bills defense closer to the Patriots than the Chargers. Maybe a little better, but around the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
And so I think they can. I think they can definitely. They're obviously going to be familiar with them. They've seen McDaniel a couple years now. They've seen Tua a couple years now. I don't know the record against them, but they're going to be familiar at least with this divisional game. Yeah. They're a talented defense. Oliver, I think, is in the top tier, like the top 5 of pressure rating from the defensive tackle position.
Yeah.
So they're getting a pass rush.
And Milano is phenomenal.
He's a boss.
He's the most underrated linebacker in the league. No one talks about him.
Taylor Rapp is fitting in very nicely there, which is something they needed.
And then
we haven't seen DeMar Hamlin yet.
No.
Yeah.
Healthy scratch. But
Micah Hyde.
Emphasis on healthy.
Yes.
This team has a talent. It's just so does the Miami Dolphins, who get back Jalen Waddle. They were in fully healthy last week.
Yeah, this is definitely a question that we have now that we won't know. We just don't know. The Dolphins put up 70 points last week.
Yes.
So this will have to be answered on the field.
Yeah.
I am hopeful that they can. I think they can give Josh Allen a chance to win.
Yeah, they would need to get pressure on Tua pretty fast, make him uncomfortable in the pocket. But they get the ball out so fast over there.
Guess how many times I almost said Zach Wilson. Tua Tagovailoa has been sacked this year.
One time.
One sack.
That's called play. That's all. It's good play calling. I saw it, man. I'm a Bronco fan. I saw that. I saw all 70 points.
Yeah.
They get the ball out quick. They do not let him just get back there and just kind of scan, throw.
They've kept him clean.
Yeah.
Bad news for the Bills. Jalen Waddle looks like he's going to play.
Yeah.
Full participant.
So they needed him last week. So now they got maybe they
got better.
Maybe they can score 90 points this week. Who knows?
They got better.
They're playing Madden out there.
Moving on here. Friday's questions, Sunday's answers. I got a question for you. If the Vikings lose this week, what the hell happens next? Let me give you some stats here that I went and
they're playing the
dug up.
Panthers, correct?
Playing the Panthers. Okay. I dug up these stats, okay? The odds for an 0-3 NFL team of going to the playoffs, dating back to 1990, just 4 of 158 teams to start 0-3 have made the postseason. That's a 2.5% chance.
You tell me there's a chance.
Pretty slim already, okay? You know what that is if it's 0-4? It's even less. In fact, only one team since 1970 has started 0-4 and made the playoffs.
There's got to be one.
Which means, back to the Vikings here, if they start 0-4, this season's pretty much done. And you know what? It's probably close to done now. It's on life support right now. The Vikings are 0-3 along with the Bears in their division. Lions improved to 3-1 last night against the Packers, who are at 2-2. The good news here is the Vikings have lost, but not by a lot. A total of 13 points in their losses, all combined.
Yeah, last year was their thing that they kept these games close when they won.
Yeah. Lost to the Bucs by 3, lost to the Eagles by 6, the Chargers by 4. So they're not getting blown out. They're just not. And in my like opinion, watching these guys, I watch a lot of Vikings games. In my opinion, it's not that they're not getting. They're able to move the ball no matter what time of the game it is. They just can't get stops.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, they can't get stops. Last week, we saw Justin Herbert look like freaking Superman after playing, pretty okay for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, he tore him up.
And he just tore him up. And the same with, the Eagles ran the ball over him, and Baker Mayfield looked like a freaking stud against them.
Yeah.
And so, the problem is the defense. We've kind of pounded the table about that. Their next 3 games, Panthers, hopefully they can pull a win out there. Then they play the Chiefs.
Oh, God.
So if they don't win this, if they lose this game, it's very likely they start 0-5.
So your question is, what do they do if they lose?
What happens if the Vikings lose?
You have to really consider, we need to get some back for Kirk. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins on a 1-year deal.
1-year deal. Unless you want to, I mean, you can get a lot of stuff for Kirk. The Jets would give you a lot.
Here's my problem with trading Kirk Cousins is, I mean, what do you do? So what do you do next year? I think they want to bring back Kirk Cousins.
I think
there's no plan in place to move forward without him. There's no quarterback waiting back there.
Oh, the Vikings saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't like.
There's a good class of quarterbacks in this draft coming up.
Very true. Maybe you start tanking, but
we'll get one of these guys.
I don't think they want to hear that.
I mean, you have to. I know it's gonna fall on Kirk Cousins, and it shouldn't. But that's who's always to blame is the quarterback.
That's just wild to me. The
You
guy
have to-
is leading the league in yards thrown.
You have to. Yeah, it sucks. I don't believe it. I don't believe that he's the problem. But that's what they're gonna believe, and they're gonna think we're not gonna get rid of anyone else. Jefferson, Hockenson, they're staying. Let's change out the quarterback. Yeah, they can get a lot for him. I'd be curious if that would change up the league entirely if you were to get traded.
If the Jets, God, or a needy team could land a Kirk Cousins, that is huge.
Yeah,
huge.
Yeah. Kirk would be. He would lead. Oh my God, that'd be awesome if he get traded. But I don't know. Maybe they still believe in him one more year and they'll draft someone and let him sit behind.
I just
Kirk.
think they want to go 1 year by 1 year, and they don't have any plan in place right now to move on from him. So I think they.
How do you feel about Kevin O'Connell?
He's good. I think the offense is humming.
Yeah.
I think that defense just. I think the defense even. I wouldn't even put it on the coordinator. Who's the coordinator?
Brian Flores.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put it on Brian Flores. It's a talent thing.
Yeah.
They don't have the talent there. They don't have the resources dedicated to making that unit average.
And as much as we love Jordan Addison, as much as I love him as a prospect,
yeah,
maybe you should have gotten a damn corner or something. Maybe
you went and got T.J. Hockenson, has been the best tight end in the league this year.
Yeah,
like stats wise.
Yes.
Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, you don't do. Yeah.
Madison has been blah, but you went and got Cam Akers. Hopefully that helps at least give you a better running game. Yeah, Jordan Addison. Why not go get Christian Gonzalez? Why not go get Kalijah Cansey? Someone who could have literally any position.
You can tell where the priorities are. They've traded for Cam Akers. They traded for T.J. Hockenson, and they have drafted early Jordan Addison. Hey, we're good in offense. Stop drafting offense. Stop trading for offense. You need defense. Get something.
Yeah. See, the problem is these teams don't focus on the trenches, and it's just that's where the good thing about the elite teams in this league. They are just dominant in the trenches. You think of the Chiefs, you think of the Niners, you think of the Eagles, you think of the Dolphins.
Look at the Lions. The Lions dominated that offensive line.
The Lions, we told you, the Lions are third in the league against the run.
Yeah.
And they shut down the Packers in the running game tonight and put it all on Love, and Love wasn't ready for that. And trenches are how you build champions. And the Vikings have just ignored that. And
their offensive line isn't even that good. They don't.
No.
They need to really take a look. Like, why are we not improving? Let's see. Like, go look at the tape. Kirk Cousins gets smacked around every week, and this defensive line stops nobody.
He's such a stud, man. I hate that he hits there. He's such a stud. He takes so many hits.
He's a good dude.
I mean, he keeps his team in games just because he keeps throwing for touchdowns, and teams can't stop him.
And you know what helped him out was that quarterback series. Now we're all fans of a big old Kirko there. He's a good dude.
Got another question for us?
No, I do not. Do you have the last one?
Okay, I have the last one here. The last question is this: can Deshaun Watson win big games without Nick Chubb? The Browns this week take on the AFC North rival Baltimore Ravens. They're both at 2-1.
Big,
and a win would mean at least a tie for the division.
Yes.
So it's early in the season, but we're at the fourth game. We're creeping up on this first quarter already of the season, and for the Browns to be in first place after losing Nick Chubb is such a boost of confidence for this team.
Yeah.
A boost of confidence for Deshaun Watson especially. And now they need him to be special.
Yeah. We
saw last week, and we said it when Nick Chubb went down. Yeah, you can keep Ford, you can sign Hunt. Those guys aren't special.
Yeah.
They're just okay. And they were just okay last week in a huge win when they should have been, gangbusters. But in the last game, they blew out the Titans, 27-3.
And Watson played well.
Watson played really well. He threw for 289 yards, 2 touchdowns, took care of the ball, no interceptions.
Yeah.
That's very, very good. Can he do that in big games in the AFC North?
They need him to. No Nick Chubb means that, look, man, we paid you a lot. It's time for you to return some, show us what we paid for.
On the season, he's completing 63% of his passes. 678 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but does have an 87.8 rating.
He looks
better.
He looks wild at times. Looks too wild.
Yeah.
But if he can tone it down, but they need him now. No Chubb. There's no one coming through that door who's going to be Nick Chubb. Not even close. You need to adjust this team.
Yeah, the Ravens obviously are in a division where it feels like every time these teams play each other, it's a big game.
Yeah.
They're just such physical teams, such good organizations, well-constructed rosters. You think of the Steelers. You think of obviously the Browns, the Bengals, into the Super Bowl in the last couple of years. Yeah. And then the Ravens here. I mean, Deshaun Watson is going to need to go into some tough environments. Think about going into Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Think about going, into they're going to have this game at home, but going into a Baltimore.
Going to Cincy. Maybe I think later in the year when Burrow's going to be healthy. Healthier, yeah.
Yeah, and that crowd's going to be, going crazy. It's just Watson is going to be tested here, and I don't know. This is one I truly don't know how that's going to go.
But if your question about Watson, if he can prove against this type of team, against his Baltimore team, this interdivisional team, that he can step up and be the guy. Yeah. The ceiling for this Browns team can be very high if he turns out to be what he was, 2019.
They could take the division.
Yeah, because Cincy, as much as we like them, that offense is sputtering still. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense is still run by Pickett, who I don't believe in still. Nope. And the Ravens aren't clicking yet either. So if they can get a decent lead here and just kind of ride out this, we don't know what we are team yet into a winning record and then figure that out later, yeah.
Next 4 games are tough for
Watson.
We're going to see here really quick what Watson has become, and now he should be up to near full speed now.
The excuse of sitting is done. You've had 3 games.
And he played last year.
And
he got a full offseason at the team. He got a full training camp with the team. He's back now. Yeah. What he is now is what he is. There's no more warming up. Yeah. And we're going to see real soon how he's doing because he's going to play the Ravens this week. Mm-hmm. Tough. He's going to play the Niners next week.
God.
If
you want to test, that's how you...
I don't know what the over-under is, but bet the under.
That's going to be...
No one's scoring any points in that
game. A black and blue game. That is going to be physical as hell.
Then he gets a little bit of a break with the Colts, even though they just beat the Ravens themselves.
Colts are not bad.
And then he goes to Seattle. So that's also a tough game playing there at the 12. Yeah. Deshaun Watson, man. It's time to show us.
We'll find out in these next 3 weeks. I know that sounds crazy, but we'll find out pretty quickly.
I'm rooting for the guy.
Yeah, he's obviously his whatever. Mm-hmm. We're trying to move that. We're trying to move on from that.
Yes.
As a society and as a player, he is. So let's think positively. Let's think now he's paid the time. Now let's start being back to what you were an elite football player. With Houston, he was Houston's entire franchise. He
was so good.
He carried that team. If they get that version back with Cooper, with obviously Elijah Moore, and with Njoku with those weapons down there. And they should be calling Jonathan Taylor. Just a little FYI.
Yes, absolutely. They're playing the Ravens, like I said, who are pretty much average across the board defensively. Yeah. Except they do have their quarterback with 11 sacks. That puts him 5th in the league.
They've also been banged up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be a good game. Those are our questions. Those are our questions this week. That is Friday's questions. Hopefully Sunday's answers.
Yes.
And we'll let's check back in with that Monday, see how that went. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna get into our game picks of the week, and then close the show. Mm-hmm. Should be good. Be right back. Okay, we are back with our... Did I come in kind of strong there? Mm. Yeah, we're back with our picks for Week 4 of the NFL season. It should be pretty fun. We're going to do this rapid-fire style.
Let's do it.
We're going to shoot for a minute. Let's see how it goes. I got a timer in front of me, and if we make it, I'll put a timer on the screen. If we don't make it, I'll just tell you we did it in a minute.
Yeah, let's do it.
Please don't check your watch. Please don't fact-check me. All right, here, let's get this started. We'll start with the Jaguars and the Falcons. This game is in London at Wembley, and the Jaguars are favored by 3. Who you got?
Jags in a bounce-back game for Trevor Lawrence.
I also have the Jaguars. Moving on, the Titans and Bengals. This game is in Nashville, Tennessee, and the Bengals are favored by 2.5. Titans, Bengals, who you have?
It's going to be an ugly win, but the Bengals pull it out.
I think the Bengals pull this out, too. I think Burrow here wins 2 in a row, and some momentum for that Bengals team. Bears and Broncos, battle of the 0-3s. Broncos favored by 3. because they are. Oh no, they're away. This game is Chicago. Who you got?
I am going with my home team, the Denver Broncos.
I'm not. I'm going with the Bears. I think at home. I think Justin Fields. They turn him loose and he runs for about 150 yards.
Nothing I could say.
Panthers Vikings. This game is in North Carolina, in Charlotte. There, Panthers at home, and the Vikings are favored by 4. Who you have?
Must win for the Vikings, and they do win.
Absolutely a must win. Vikings win, I think, as well. One of our favorite games this weekend, the Browns and Ravens. This game is in Cleveland, Ohio, and the Browns are favored by 3. Who do you have?
I have the Browns because their Browns defense is too legit to quit.
Yeah, that Browns defense, I think, is going to shut down Lamar. Rough day here, and I think it really exposes a need for a running back. I'll say that. Colts and Rams. This game is in Indianapolis. Colts at home, and it is a dead even. It's a pick'em game.
Yeah.
So who you got?
I have Anthony Richardson and the Colts coming back here.
Really, I have the Rams. I have the Rams win this game, and Puka Nacua doing his thing.
Yep.
The Bills and Dolphins. Interesting game. Bills favored by 2.5 because they are at home. This game's in Orchard Park, New York. Who do you have?
The Buffalo Bills shocked the world and beat the hot team in the NFL, the Dolphins.
Yeah. Steelers visiting the Texans, and the Steelers are favored by 2.5. Who do you have?
Steelers and Tomlin's not going to lose to a rookie quarterback.
Hell no. That rookie quarterback's going to go in there and do work. I have the Texans. I have Stroud. I am on the train. I am buying in. Go Texans. Saints and Buccaneers. This game is in Louisiana. Saints at home, favored by 3. Who do you have?
The Bucs are going to eat up James Winston. I have the Bucs here.
Also against you here, I have the Saints. I have the Saints at home. I think little get-right game. I think Jameis Winston is the kind of guy who can get really hot for a couple games. And I think...
You are killing a time limit.
I am. I know. I'm sorry. Eagles and Commanders. This game is in Philly. Who you have?
Eagles, this offense gets back on track.
I have the Eagles, too, just because they're favored by 9. Chargers and Raiders. This game is in Inglewood. Chargers at home, favored by 5. Who do you have?
Chargers, because the Raiders are a complete mess.
Yeah. I have the Chargers as well. The Niners and Cardinals. I have the Niners.
Niners.
Okay, moving on. The Cowboys and the Patriots. Cowboys here favored by 6.5. This game is in Dallas at Jerry's World. Who do you have?
Cowboys defense, too much for Mac Jones.
Yeah, get right game here for the Cowboys. They beat the Patriots. Jets and Chiefs. I have the Chiefs.
I have the Chiefs.
Okay, Giants and Seahawks. This game is in East Rutherford, New Jersey. They're the Giants' home, and the Seahawks are favored by 1. Who do you have?
Seahawks in a surprise blowout.
Go Hawks. I think the Hawks are going to win this as well. And that's pretty quick. That's pretty good. 3 minutes.
You talked the whole time, man. We could have done it.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
I was on point. I was trying to do it for all those people counting on those stopwatches.
Listen, it's our first time doing it, and I was very skeptical we'd do it in a minute. And I think I was right. We didn't talk that much.
You talked.
It's a podcast,
trying to
man.
get this.
Yeah, listen, I have an opinion, too. And damn it, I'm going to share it.
Get this limit down.
Screw your 1 minute.
Either way.
Can you imagine shaving 2 minutes off that? It would just be... This is how our production meetings go.
It's like, you're a moron.
You're a dumbass. That would have never worked.
I'm going home. This is the inside of a bench.
That's it. Happy Friday. What are you doing this weekend?
This weekend, what am I doing? I have a little get together.
Yeah.
Tonight, Friday night.
Yes. What are you doing? You told me earlier.
It's just a party at
Okay.
a friend's house. And then Saturday, I don't know what. I'll let the wind decide what I do Saturday.
Very good.
Could it be naps in bed or could it be out in the streets? Who knows? I don't know.
In the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I still belong on the streets, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, I don't. I've retired.
Friday, as you're hearing this, I'm probably on a train right now with the kids. They want to ride the train, so we're going to hop on the train and make a day out of it. Saturday.
Good luck.
Saturday's a free day, man. Friday, so we're just going to be outside doing something. And then Sunday, we're watching football.
Something's about football, baby.
Week 4 is coming up. We're very excited. It should be a very, very fun week of games. And we're almost to the quarter way of the season, so savor the moments, baby.
Football, baby. You got to love it.
As fast as it came, it'll be gone. Hope you have a good weekend.
Bye.
Later.